Hello everyone, my name is Udula. Today I'm going to present about the third wave experiment. Yeah, so this is the table of contents. What is wrong with it? Never mind. Yeah. So the first one will be a little bit of the summary about this experiment, and then I will talk about each day, like first day, second day, third day, and fourth day, and fifth day. Yeah, something like that. Now let's continue our presentation. So this is actually the summary, but I don't want to write it summary, so I just tried writing like intro or something. So if I intro, how can I, if I summarize it, yeah, it is basically like this is a history teacher who is struggling to explain his students about the Nazis, and then yeah, he decided to make a experiment to show his students how the Germans should have accepted the Nazis' action, and yeah, how the experiment lasted 5 days, and yeah, during that 5 days, how things are going, something like that. That is all. So yeah, like the history teacher Jones, how can I say that? I forgot his first name, so I would just say Mr. Jones. He is teaching his students about the Nazis, but yeah, none of his students understand it. So he decided to make a not presentation, I mean experiment on his students. So yeah, first day he start with a little bit of simple stuff like letting his students like sit straight with a proper seating, something like this, and they have to be like this the whole time. They cannot do like this or like this or like this. They have to sit like this the whole time, and also like on the chalkboard. For this modern day, we use whiteboard. So let's just say whiteboard. He writes like strength through discipline on the whiteboard. Maybe in their era they use chalkboard, but now I will just compare with the whiteboard. Okay, yeah, and then he started like enforcing his students to obey the classroom discipline. Yeah, and yeah, the classroom discipline. I think those were those were the experiments, like a little bit of how to say testing on his students or something. The first day is quite light, but it doesn't seem that light for his students. So yeah, they have to sit like with a close attention to all his teaching before the second bell. And when they have questions or answers, like they need to stand up to ask or answer the questions. And yeah, they have to answer those, and yeah, just 3 words or even fewer than that, like the Nazis did or something. I don't know much about Nazis, but yeah, that is one of the things that Nazi might do. I don't know. And yeah, and they were also required to call like Mr. Jones to preface each remark. They have to preface each remark with Mr. Jones or something like that. That is, and then he drilled those rules in their students' mind, like they have to follow it every single day. And then on the second day, like the teacher started to add some like more strict rule, like actually not like strict, but maybe like new type of saying hello to each other, like the Nazis way. Like they need to salute like this. Okay, you can see my hand, something like this. I didn't I only got one picture of it. So yeah, actually like their salute is like this, but when I search Hitler's salute, it is like this. So I don't know how I can explain it. So yeah, and that type of salute, like all of the students have to do it like in also inside the classroom and outside the classroom, they have to do it every day. So yeah, they have to follow that very strict rule. And on the third day, so yeah, on the third day, like the students that are involved in that experiment, like it increased, that the students increased in that, like on involving in that experiment. And yeah, So at first, like there's only 30 students, and yeah, after 1 or 2 days, like there are 43 students participating in that experiment. So the first quote is that like he have finished the first quote, so he will put like the second quote like strength through action to the whiteboard as usual. And yeah, I don't know if it is included in our lesson, but yeah, the student will issue a member card, as they were asked to have a member card or something like that. And then yeah, I think the reason why for the like 30 more students join in it because like that Mr. Jones instructed his students on how to initiate the new member. Okay, join in this group. Let's just salute together to the teacher or something like that. And then yeah, there are a lot of new members coming in. And yeah, at the end of the day, the movement had over 200 participants. So yeah, I can see that how good like those students are quite good at initiating people. Maybe they even threaten them or something. I don't know. But yeah, 200 participants is quite a lot. And yeah, and then he want to make it a little bit more specific. So he decided to instruct like 3 students to report to him whenever the other members of the movement fail to follow the rules, like follow the rules that he set up. Yeah, and then well, actually, to my opinion, like he don't even need to ask his 3 students to report to him because he can just come to Myanmar, you know. So, but the reason why I said that is like how can I tell you? Like the reason why I said that is because yeah, like in Myanmar's primary schools, like the students, especially the girls, love to say every single thing to the teacher. Like they will report, like from not writing a full stop from the last of the sentence and to like trying to eat something in the class. Like they will say every single thing to the teacher, and then the teacher will beat the student up for no reason. So he can just come to Myanmar and see that. He don't need to do that experiment. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. About only this one, but the previous one, he need to do that. And the fourth day, so yeah, he decided to terminate the move. So because it was slipping out of control, like a lot of students are start to participate in that experiment, and also like there are a lot more and more, and he cannot control them anymore. So yeah, he decided to slow it down a little bit. So yeah, he announced to the class that this movement was part of a nationwide movement, and that on the next day, a presidential candidate of the third wave would announce its existence to the public. And yeah, he also ordered his students, those students who are involved in the experiment, to attend the noon rally on Friday to witness the announcement. And then yeah, and he also ordered 4 students to banish. Also, banish mean like kicking out for 3 students, like those 3 students who are descending to the school library. And yeah, I think he did that to prevent those 3 students from attending the rally. Yeah, and also to emphasize the loyalty to the movement itself. I don't know how that come here. Okay. And then the final day, I think the students are finally free from that experiment because yeah, I think they are too traumatized by that experiment. Like they need to follow very strict rule, and then they have to stick like this strict for the whole day, the whole class. And then they need to ask questions in just 3 words. So yeah, they had quite a hard time for 5 days. So yeah, the teachers, well, like yeah, so I think the final day was the rally, and yeah, the Mr. Jones, he leads them in chant of strength through discipline, strength through community, strength through action. That he chants it, and then the students will follow him, and then they will chant. Yeah, I think maybe I will open one song later. that one song, it is the same thing, chanting. And yeah, so the students were presented with an empty channel, like not with like the actual channel of the nation, like with another channel that maybe the teacher might have created. And yeah, he announced that like the students have been at the part of the experiment in fascism. So fascism means like the dictator. It is a type of, how can I say that? Like a type of ruler, like the dictator, like the people have to follow every single thing that dictators say or something like that. Yeah, that is fascism. In case if you don't know it, yeah, that is. I just explained it in my way of understanding. So maybe you can search more about it. And yeah, so actually, the teacher did this to make the student understand about the German citizens in the period of the Nazi Germany. And yeah, he also okay, sorry. He also apologized to students like because he had make it too far, like he have make the rules too far, so he apologized to students about it. And then yeah, that is the conclusion of the experiment. And there is one fun fact is that like during that experiment, a student like he is worried about Mr. Jones, so he volunteered to bodyguard. That is one fun fact that I found during my research, so I decided to put it in. Yeah, so maybe the student thinks of Mr. Jones as his Hitler, so he don't want Mr. Jones to be assassinated or something like that. So he decided to volunteer to be his bodyguard. I don't know if Mr. Jones accepted that. So yeah, I have some questions and I have added some of my opinion to it, but you can try answering it also. So my first question will be, what will you do when you were in that experiment? So yeah, I would read out I will read out my opinion. So I would participate, but I wouldn't want to report the students because I know the feeling of being reported. Yeah, actually, like I got reported a lot during my school time, like when I was in primary school. Like those girls in my class reported me for no reason, and I got scolded for no reason. So I know the feeling of it. So yeah, and yeah, this is the first question, and the second question will be: if you were in the place of the teacher who didn't get full attention from the students and couldn't explain them so well, how will you feel? So this will be your opinion, and you can also try to answer this one. So yeah, who would like to volunteer to answer these two questions? Not in text, please, because I can read it.
Second question. Can you explain a bit about your question, by the way? It's a little bit confusing there.
The second one.
The second one, yes. Or the first one as you like. But the second one is confusing, so
Yeah, the second one. I mean like if you were in Mr. Jones' place, like maybe he couldn't explain them so well because maybe his way of explaining isn't very okay, or maybe he couldn't get all of the attention from his students, so that he had quite a hard time explaining. So yeah, if you were in his place, then yeah, how will you think of the students? Will you slap them in the face like this, or will you beat them up?
oh, okay. If you
Yeah.
were in the place of Mr. Jones, okay.
Yeah, but I want to make the question longer and not it look confusing. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Okay, so like, others can answer now. If you were in the place of Mr. Jones, what will you do?
Maybe Tina might beat the students. Oh, you are not listening to me. Come here, something like that.
I would do like that. But maybe like if I were in the place of that history teacher, so even me, like once someone is explaining about the history, I just want to sleep so that I know that kind of feeling. But like if you can regulate the kid, maybe like they don't understand, but how can I say that, like change your explaining style, or maybe I think his experiment also, they are good, because like so that the children might be start to how can I say that, interested in the history by doing some practical way. So that kind of thing can be also, yeah, that's my opinion. That, sorry for confusing. No. So yeah, I accept it. It's a
So
good way for know how to the history.
what?
No, I mean at first, like he explained the history one, right? And the student don't understand what it mean, but why he using the experiment, like the student start to interest, right?
Yeah, like the student got too interested that yeah, they almost gone crazy or something. And yeah, some like even though like into the information, like the experiment lasted only 5 days, but like according to one student, it lasted 9 days.
Oh,
They say like that those are the rumors, but I don't exactly know if this experiment lasted 5 days or 9 days because it is quite confusing when I read the article.
by the way, yeah, it's like 200 student, right?
Yes, 200 students.
All of the guys obey his rule.
Yeah, not maybe all. Like there might be some people who were like contrast, maybe like who were opposite. How can I say that? Who
Yeah,
have different opinions, and I try to fight with the teacher. Then I think, and they won't follow the rules. So yeah, that's why Mr. Jones instructed three students to report to him whenever like if there are some students who are not obeying the rules, then yeah, to report to him.
I see.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think the reason why he
and
had to
any
experiment.
other opinions?
Hello. Oh my god.
Anyone add to add? No?
Anyone to maybe answer these questions? Maybe yeah. First question and second question. Anything you like, you can answer it. I don't mind it.
What will you do when you were in the experiment? And what will you do if you were a teacher? So I think for the first question is as a student, and the second question is as a teacher. So you can answer. Who want to volunteer? Anyone? Okay, so I think we can we're done here.
Yeah. So yeah, after the Q&A section, I will end my presentation here. Thank you for listening till the end and adding your opinion to my questions.
Hey,
Thank